We just got through watching Money in the Bank 2016, and what a pay-per-view it was. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Hardcore Wrestling Radio's Money in the Bank 2016 reaction. I am your hardcore host, Rick Head, and I have the hardcore crew with me. First, he's the son of a bitch, Andy. Andy, what's up?
Well, hey, how you doing?
And then we have the incomparable Lance Moss over at youtube.com/LanceMossTV. Lance, what's shaking?
Sunburn sucked, but that main event didn't.
Yeah, well, absolutely. Let's be honest, guys. The first half of the pay-per-view was kind of shit. I think things finally started to pick up with the Money in the Bank match. Well, actually, let me go take a step back. The Fatal 4-Way Tag Team match was all right. It was decent. I thought there was going to be an honest title change, guys. But the New Day wound up getting the win. On a scale, it was a fair match. I wouldn't say it was a great match, but it was an all right match. It was definitely a start of the better half. Andy, your thoughts?
Didn't see the early beginnings of the pay-per-view. I fell asleep. I was that interested. I fell asleep.
Well,
I didn't turn on until Dick Jiggler was the first match I saw.
Okay, well that was actually before, so all right. But and Lance, over to you. Your thoughts?
I legitimately thought we were going to see a title change hands between Enzo and Cass or the Club. I seriously thought, 100% serious business, we were going to see one of those two teams pick up the titles.
Absolutely, and I was the same way. I'm like, you know what? There's going to be a title change, and shockingly, there wasn't. There was a tag team Divas title match. It's a tag team Divas match or women's match, whatever the fuck they want to call it now. And that was Dana Brooke and Charlotte versus Becky Lynch and Natalya. Now, Charlotte and Dana Brooks gets the win, and you see Natalya sitting down, crying, pulling a pissy fit, and you're like, what the hell's going on? What does she do? She turns on Becky Lynch. And that was probably the only interesting part of the match, guys. Other than that, I was not impressed. Andy, again, your thoughts?
Seen it all before on Monday Night Raw.
Yeah, exactly. Now, one of the better matches, of course, was the Money in the Bank ladder match. Guys, a lot of action, a lot of spots. I noticed the ladder match spots, there was not as many as there was in previous matches. I mean, I could be wrong, but nonetheless, it was a great match. Dean Ambrose did eventually get the Money in the Bank, and he became Mr. Money in the Bank. Andy, your thoughts on that match?
I thought it was a good Money in the Bank match, to be perfectly honest. I thought there was a couple of good high spots, but again, nothing that we haven't already seen before. It spoilt us with all the other ladder matches that we've had in the past.
Well, I wouldn't agree with you there, because Money in the Bank always has been interesting. We said earlier when we was hanging out with Billy over at WGS TV that I think that Money in the Bank pay-per-view is not really the best idea. I think they should have it more as back in WrestleMania when it first was, introduced, and they should have left that for a traditional. Lance, your thoughts?
Yeah, definitely shouldn't be a Mania thing, but honestly, I was a little let down because we didn't have the holy shit spot.
Well, again, there was a few nice spots. I would say it was definitely a great match, but guys, I have to say the match of the night, AJ Styles versus John Cena. Guys, we have our year-end awards, and I already have that as a front runner. Cena versus Styles. This was a great back-and-forth match. AJ Styles was actually out-wrestling John Cena. And then, of course, it had to come to the point where the Club, Anderson and Gallows, comes down, hits John Cena with the Magic Killer while the ref is down. They put AJ Styles over, and he gets what they call the heel win. And, Andy, that's pretty much what we picked before. This is how we said it. It was going to come out.
Yeah, the only problem is everyone's like jumping up and down and saying, well, hey, AJ Styles, he's won. But when you think about it, John Cena said, you can't beat me without your friends. And it's just proved he can't beat him without his friends. It just makes him look weak.
Again, the most heels usually do the cheap shots, but we all would have liked to have seen a clean win, but that's just not going to happen, unfortunately. As I said before, this is going to be a rubber band match. We're going to see match 2 and 3, and John Cena's just going to come on top. But regardless, this was a great match, and I hate to use the pun, phenomenal match. Lynch, your thoughts?
Well, AJ, to quote he lives by the Beatles. He gets by with a little help from his friends. But there's one phenomenal botch when he was coming out from the ring and Cena just fucking moved. He crashed and burned. Oh my God.
Yeah, that was a little tough spot. I'm not sure if it was a botch, but it certainly was a tough spot. Again, best match of the night, despite the main event, which we're going to talk in a few seconds. They had Rusev versus Titus O'Neil. Now, Titus, before the match, they had Titus, doing the whole Father of the Year, it's Father's Day, and so I'm thinking to myself, Titus is going to win. And surprisingly, that wasn't the case. It was a rather boring match. Rusev gets the win with the accolade, and Titus taps out. Andy, what I can't figure out is, the pushing Titus for all these promos, and then he loses. It seems like he's still the proverbial stepping stone.
Yeah, it's a match that shouldn't have been on the card, in my opinion. It was boring, lame ass to watch.
Yeah. 100%. And, well, if this match would have been cut, we would have actually stayed on time.
Yeah. And if you notice, after the match, Rusev comes out. He looks at Titus' kids who was at ringside and says, "Your dad's a loser," and runs out. So we know that this feud is not going to end. It's going to come out again at some point in time. So they're probably going to set it for, I think the next match is Payback, if I'm not mistaken.
No, Battlegrounds.
Battlegrounds, thank you, by mistake.
And is that the weakest bitch slap you've ever seen off anyone's son?
Well, let's get on to the main event. Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins, and this is for the WWE title match. Another great match. It really was. I hate to say the second best match of the night, despite, but it was a back and forth match for a while. Reigns started to get in control, started pretty much just trash talking him, saying, you're nothing, this and that. And during the match, he takes a hard spot. Now, I don't know if Medical was, checking him in. I don't know if that was a kayfabe spot. But, long story short, after several pinfall attempts, Rollins does get the pedigree, hits him 1, 2, 3 on Roman Reigns, and we have a new champion for about 30 seconds because Dean Ambrose comes out from behind Rollins, slams him with the Money in the Bank case, hits him with Dirty Deeds, and we have another new WWE champion, and he is Seth Rollins. And it was, you can say we saw it coming, but nonetheless, it still was a shock, and I was still pumped to see it. Lance, we know you're a Lunatic Fringe fan. Give us your thoughts.
If you look at the end of Billy's on-air hangout, I was marking out hard. Because I might be wrong, but I'm thinking this is the first former CZW champion to hold the WWE championship. And, well, yeah, I'm still freaking stoked right now.
Well, Andy, again, on Raw, he kind of made the hint that he was going to be going in, and he said he'd be cashing in. And when he won the MITB, the Money in the Bank, we knew that, we were going to see something like this happen. I thought maybe it was done at the beginning of the ring, at the beginning of the match, and it was going to be a triple threat, but no. He just took full advantage, like a lot of the people with the Money in the Bank do. He cashes in, and we have now a new champion. Andy?
Hello, sorry, yeah, I think the best thing that could have ever happened is Dean Ambrose to win.
Well, guys, like I said, the first half of the pay-per-view was kind of dull and dry. But as like the second half really made up for it. A lot of great matches. Just basing on the second half, I would definitely have to give the pay-per-view a 7 out of 10. And again, the previous match is the reason why it's getting a little bit lower than it should. Otherwise, the rest of the second half of the match itself, pay-per-view, again, I'd have to give it like a 9 out of 10. Andy, your thoughts and ratings?
8.5 out of 10.
And Lance, over to you. Your thoughts?
7.5, right in the middle of y'all's. Because, well, first half, second half, all right.
Yeah, exactly. And like I said, that's why it was a 7, only because of the first half of the pay-per-view. And unfortunately, it was a suck. But now, you know what? We want you, the Hardcore Wrestling Radio fans, your opinions. What did you guys think of the match? What do you think about Dean Ambrose being your new WWE champion? Put your comments in the comment section below. Make sure you follow us over at youtube.com/HWR show. And if you want to join in the chat, we want those passionate wrestlers where you can say what you want, how you fucking want to say it. Hang on over with us on Facebook in the group sections under the name HWR Chat Room. I'm your hardcore host, Rickhead, and I want to thank the hardcore crew for hanging out with me. Andy, what do you got going on? Where can everybody find you?
Yeah, you can find me at www.stokehaunted.com, and I'm out on an investigation on Saturday, so look out for the video, probably Monday.
Absolutely, and that's over at stokehaunted.com, and also on the Facebook, so check them out. Lance, you're over at youtube.com/LanceMossTV. You always have the hangouts every Wednesday night. Tell everybody about it.
Well, it's basically anybody that pretty much knows me can come in. All you gotta do is ask, and I'll shoot you a link, and hell, we'll just spend about 2 hours shooting the shit.
All right. And with that, for the Hardcore Crew, I am your hardcore host, Rickhead, saying, we'll see you when we see you.